So let us solve this problem now. Let me read the question. A cast iron beam has an unsymmetrical I section, which is shown in the figure. Find the safe UDL that the beam can carry over a simply supported span of 5 meter if allowable tensile stress and compressive stress be 40 and 70 respectively. So what do you understand by this question? So there is a simply supported beam of span 5 meter. So this is the simply supported beam which is 5 meter. So what is the cross section of this member of this beam? Yes, an unsymmetrical I section is the cross section of this particular beam. Okay, simply supported beam. Now the maximum stress in tension in compressive side is given as 40 and 70 respectively in this material. Therefore, when the member is going to bend due to the load UDL acting over it, the maximum tensile stress should not exceed 40 and the maximum compressive stress should not exceed 70 Newton per mm square. So on which side will the tensile stress be and compressive stress? Since this is a simply supported beam, load is acting upward on this beam. The beam is going to deflect in this manner. Therefore, on the top layers above the neutral axis are going to be in compression and below tension. Therefore, the topmost layer will have maximum compressive stress and bottommost layer is going to have tensile stress. So if you see this figure, this is the tension layer. So in this bottommost layer, the maximum tension should not exceed 40 Newton per mm square. And in on this topmost layer, which is under compression layer, the stress should not exceed 70 Newton per mm square. That is the condition. Now, keeping these two as conditions under consideration, what can be the maximum load? What can be the maximum load that can be allowed onto this beam as a UDL? ఓకే, ఎంత యూడిఎల్ని మనం అలౌ చేయొచ్చు maximum on this simply supported beam UDL so that the maximum tensile and compressive stresses do not exceed 40 and 70. So this is a simple problem which involves the use of bending equation. So we people know what is bending equation, right? So what is bending equation? M by I is equals to F by Y is equals to E by R. So now, in order to solve this problem, the first two terms of this equation are sufficient. So let us see this. So now, the main objective of this question is to calculate what is the UDL. What is the allowed UDL? Isn't it right? So whenever we need to find out the UDL, we need to first find out we need to first find out the moment of resistance of the beam. How much movement can this beam can resist? How much movement can it develop as a resistance, MOR. And what is this MOR? This M is nothing but moment of resistance. Okay, when F is equals to F max. Okay, so here he has given you the allowable stresses, right? Allowable tensile stress and allowable compressive stress. That means this is the maximum tensile stress and this is the maximum compressive stress that can be allowed. Therefore, whatever those values given in the question are nothing but maximum stress values, isn't it? So we can say that F is equals to F max in this case, right? So when F is equals to F max, whatever the bending moment here, M, that represents moment of resistance. So now the first thing is here we need to calculate this M. In order to calculate the UDL, you need to calculate M. So before going into that, we need to find out some other values also, some other parameters also. As you can see from this bending equation, okay, see what is the unknowns in the equation. If we write this equation in this way, M is equals to F by Y into I. I do not know what is I, isn't it? And what is Y? Y should be equals to Y max, isn't it? So now, how do you calculate I? So in order to calculate I, I need to know what is the location of center of gravity. I need to know what is the location of center of gravity. It is not given in the question. Okay, but I can find out what is the value of that. And as you can see from this image, from the bottommost layer, the CG of the complete section is at a distance of 79.09 mm. So y is equals to 79.09 mm. So how did I calculate this? There is a little procedure. I have made a video of that previously. So please refer that video to understand how to calculate the center of gravity of a section when it is not given in the question. So next, how do you calculate I? I also made a video how to calculate moment of inertia of an unsymmetrical or a symmetrical section. Okay, please watch that. I'm going to write the actual values, calculated values here. 69.49 into 10 to the power of 6 mm power 4. You can verify these values, calculate on your own. Okay. So now y and I, these are the values. So now this is the location of CG. We can represent it with y bar. Okay, better not to confuse this. Let us denote that with y bar. So now the equation we have is m by f by y into I. M is equals to f by y into I, where f is equals to f max is equals to f t tension, which is equals to 40 Newton per mm square. So remember, whatever this equation 1 is there, here F represents the stress. In the equation it is given, we have two allowable stresses, maximum tensile stress and maximum compressive stress. Which stress should I substitute in the place of F and find the M? AF value వేసి నేను M calculate చేయాలి అన్నది కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉండొచ్చు. See here, calculate M, okay, two times. One using F as F max F tension and other time in the second time use F as F compression, which is 70 Newton per mm square. Okay, so you get two M values now, isn't it? So let me just calculate those values and let us deal with this. So now considering tensile stress F is equals to F tension is equals to 40 Newton per mm square. M is equals to F tension divided by Y max into I, where Y max is equals to, what is the Y max value? So see here, Y max is nothing but the distance between the neutral axis to layer with maximum tensile stress. Isn't it easy, right? Okay, so now what will be the value of Y max now? See from the figure. And tell me. So this is the tension layer. Okay, extreme tension layer. Right. So this is the layer in which the stress is going to be maximum. Maximum tensile stress is going to exist in this maximum tensile stress. So what is the distance between the neutral axis? What is the distance between neutral axis and this value? What is this value? Right, absolutely. This is nothing but 79.09. So you can just put here 79.09 mm. So now substitute those values. So I'm writing here, see, m is equals to, and let me use suffix c here, t here, right? We are calculating based on tensile stress, right? So put mt just for us to know both the values, don't get confused. Okay, now this is equals to how much? 40 F tension divided by Y max 79.09 into I value 69.0, sorry, 49 into 10 to the power of 6. So you are going to get around 35.14 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton mm. These are the units. And similarly, if you calculate based on the value of Fc, how much do you get? See here, I'm writing down here. MC would be F compression divided by Y max into I. But here, what is the F compression? It is 70 Newton per mm square divided by Y max. What is Y max? See here, you are using compressive stress, right? So where will the compressive stress be? Here, maximum compressional stress. So how much is the distance between these two? What is the distance between the layer in which maximum compression is there and neutral layer? This is nothing but 190 minus of overall depth minus 79.09, which would be around 110.91 mm. So this is nothing but Ymax in this case when you are using compressive stress, which is equals to, right? And I is the same in both the cases, 69.49 into 10 to the power of 6, which would give you the value of 43.86 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton mm. See guys, when you consider the maximum tensile stress, the maximum moment of resistance is 35.14 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton mm. And if you have considered the compressional stress, the maximum stress is this. I mean, maximum bending moment or moment of resistance is this. See, if in one case, the maximum moment of resistance or resisting moment generated by the beam is 35 into 10 to the power of 6. And in the second case, it is 43.86. So, what is the value that you need to consider? You don't need to consider both these values. Only one is sufficient. So, which one do you consider? So, let us see. Here, we are saying it is 35.14, and here we are saying here 43.86 in 10 to the power of 6. So consider the least value, which is equals to 35.14. See, when we have a hanger, something like this, to hang something or a table, one person says that it can bear the load of 100 kg, and the second person is saying that it can hold around 150 kg. So now, how much load do you apply? Okay, so that the bench do not break. Whose value do you consider? 100 is the maximum load it can take, or 150? Yes, absolutely, 100. Okay, because if its actual length is 100, no problem. But if I put 150 kg when its strength is 100 and design everything, it would be a problem later, isn't it? It is going to fail. Therefore, always take the strength of the material as least of these two. So it is 35.14. So now let me just go into that. Now, so what is the M value that I considered? M is equals to bending moment. Bending moment is equals to, what is the value, guys? I have considered the least of that, 35.14 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton mm. So now, since we have a beam of a simply supported beam with a UDL, which is equals to W Newton per meter, what would be the maximum bending moment generated? This is maximum, isn't it, right? So maximum bending moment due to UDL is equals to, what is the formula, guys? WL square by 8 when the overall span has a of L, isn't it? So now this, consider this as 1 and this as 2. So now what happens is this 1 should be equals to 2, isn't it, right? So now equate those two things. WL square by 8, which is equals to 35.14 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton mm. So now I'm just converting this into some other unit, something like this in meter. 4 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton meter. Because why did I convert this into Newton meter instead of Newton mm? Because W here, how did I consider this? In Newton per meter. So everything should be in Newton and meter only. Okay, now so this is WL square by 8 again. So now W into what is L? It is 5. 5 square given in the question into 8. I mean divided by 8 is equals to 35.14 into 10 to the power of 3. So on cancellation, you get some value here. What is that? 11.24 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton per meter, which is equals to 11.24 kilonewton per meter. Since it is a UDL, you have units of Newton per meter, isn't it? So this is the maximum load that you can apply as a UDL on this simply supported beam whose cross section is an I section, unsymmetrical I section. So I hope you people understood this. So let us solve some more problems in the next class.